got faded Japan. Yeah, all the time me on business. I'm all about my business, but I ain't got no briefcase. Yeah, all I got's some whiskey. Open now the whiskey, bring it to you. Yeah, I'm leaning up against the door, and my feet are to the floor, and we're messing on go. Yeah, I've been in before. I'm a broken man, needing immediate lands. I'm all about my business. Let me love you till the morning. Let me love you till the morning, yeah.
What's up, faders? Welcome to yet another action-packed episode of Got Faded Japan, and I am your host, Johnny. And as you fine folks know, Got Faded Japan is about two dudes, booze, Japan in the news. And actually, faders, in this episode, I am all by myself. Yes, I'm all alone. I'm flying solo in this episode, but that's okay because I am here with you. All right, faders. Well, I'm also here with you jet lagged. I am so jet lagged. I came back from the United States a couple of days ago, and oh my God, that 13.5 hour flight is just, it's just killing me these days. Oh my God. When I first came to Japan 20 something years ago, flying 13 hours was no problem. No problem at all. But these days, oh my gosh, 13 hours, dude. Oh God. It's horrible. It's horrible. Oh God. I flew Economy Plus, right? Economy Plus, which is fantastic. Not, oh my God. Economy Plus basically means you're closer to the cockpit. That's it. Because Economy and Economy Plus basically has the same seats, the same style seats, the same movies, the same food, the same everything. There's no difference. No difference at all. The same people. Everybody's the same. Everything's the same. Oh man, it's horrible. God, the flight. Oh, geez, the seats are so uncomfortable. And I'm gonna say this, and many of you are probably gonna disagree with me. Reclining seats are horrible. I do not think that airplanes should have reclining seats because the thing is, the whole idea of a reclining seat is that it's comfortable for you, right? You sit in the seat, you push a button, oh, you go back, you can stretch your legs. Oh, that's fantastic. This is great. Woo, yeah, all right. Wrong, because the thing is, half the time you don't really want to recline. You just want to sit up normal, like maybe read a book or watch a movie or something, or I don't know, do whatever you do on an airplane. But the guy in front of you, who's usually, well, for me, usually a way bigger dude, reclines. When they recline, they keep on trying to push back, and every 20 minutes they push back or they adjust. And the seats these days in these airplanes, they're old, they're beaten up. The airplanes are flying nonstop all day long, every single day, right? So there's a bunch of loose screws and stuff, and so the seat in front of you is going all the way towards your face and stuff. In fact, it's probably about this 5 inches away from your face, and it's so close where you can smell the other dude's hair. And you're like, oh, this is horrible. What are you wearing? Oh my God, this is nasty. And then the monitor that's showing the movie, it's really close to you. So it's kind of like a big movie screen, which sounds kind of cool, but it's not really cool because it's so close, it's out of focus. And you're just like, oh, this is a nightmare. Delta, what's going on here? I got Economy Plus so I can avoid all this baloney. Oh man. Oh geez. What a nightmare. What a nightmare. I gotta say it could have been worse. It could have been way worse because when I came into the airplane and I looked at my seat and I looked at my neighbor, I nearly started crying. I was like, oh my God, this is going to be a nightmare. This is going to be horrible. This is going to be just the worst experience ever because next to me was a kid that was 2 years old. And he's sitting there, this little human. He's sitting there and he's looking up at me and I'm looking down at him and I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy bad. And the kid's looking up at me, just being like, who is this guy? And I'm like, I don't know. So anyway, I sit down next to this kid and he's watching some kind of a Disney show or something like that, something on the monitor. And to be honest, for the whole 13.5 hours, that kid didn't make a peep. didn't make a peep, didn't say anything. He snuggled with his dad. He was sitting next to his dad. And I'm glad he was sitting next to his dad and not me because his dad was like 400 pounds. This guy was like a walrus. He was big, right? And so, I mean, if he was next to me, it would have been, ugh. But he was snuggling with his dad and he was talking to his dad a little bit and he was watching cartoons and he pretty much slept through, I would say, 90% of the flight. And I was jealous. I was so jealous of this little kid for two things. One thing was he was able to sleep through almost the whole flight. He was sleeping, kind of snoring a little bit, but he was sleeping, and I was jealous because I cannot sleep on an airplane to save my life. Not at all, not a peep. Oh my God! And then this kid, he was so small where he was able to crawl up in his seat, and he was in the fetal position on his seat, sleeping like a baby because he was a baby. And I was just looking at him. I was like, "You lucky son of a bitch." Oh my God. So yeah. So for this kid, he had the best flight ever. And actually for this kid, that little monitor for him is probably like this huge monitor. Oh my God. Youth is wasted on the young, right? Oh gosh. But I gotta say, it was fantastic going back to Michigan. Absolutely amazing. Oh, the beer that they have in Michigan is just glorious. It is so good. It's so delicious, so amazing. And there's so many different kinds of beer in Michigan. This Michigan must have like a million breweries. Because every time I went to a convenience store, or a liquor store, or a liquor super mega store, or whatever, I tried to only drink Michigan beer or Sierra Nevada. Love Sierra Nevada, always have. So I got a Sierra Nevada and then a Michigan beer. And God, there's just so many Michigan beers that's so good. I tell you what, if I had $1 million and if I had no responsibilities, I would take 50 days off from my life and I would travel to all 50 states. Every single state I would fly, even though I hate flying, I hate airplanes, but I would do it because I would go to every single state and drink their beer just to see if it is as good as Michigan beer or if better. I'm sure there's a lot of great breweries actually in the United States now. Probably every single state's got a great beer. But I actually, you know what? I would love to experience them. Yeah, maybe that's a thing. Told you, I'm foggy headed right now. I'm a little drunk and I'm foggy headed because I'm just so jet lagged. I can't sleep. I can't sleep at night. Can't sleep during the day. Ah, it's a nightmare. My whole life's a nightmare at this point. But hmm. But the thing is, it's just like I think I think going to every single state for one day and going to one bar and only drinking that state's beer would be fantastic. Now that should be a reality show. All the reality shows we have in the United States right now kind of suck. And trust me, I know because my family loves reality shows. I saw so many reality shows. Oh my God, it was a nightmare. But the thing is, and I got to stop saying nightmare. I've been saying nightmare so much because I've been having like daytime nightmares and I'm like getting like little micro dreams, like little micro naps or whatever. You're just like, oh. It is the Halloween season. That's probably why too. But oh my God, I got to say that it would be great. They should have a show. Actually, I should have a show where I go to every single state for a day and I go to a bar that's just like off the beaten path, just far enough away from the airport for me to go to a bar and drink like maybe three of the best beers that state has. And then I drink them and I bullshit with like a local and then I evaluate the beers and then I hop on an airplane and I go to the next state and I do the same thing the next day. Every day a different state, a different three beers, a different local that I bullshit with. I think that'd be fantastic. What's the point? I don't know, but it would be a whole lot of fun. I tell you that. A whole lot of delicious beer. Oh my God, I drank so much good beer when I was there. It was so good. And here I am now back in Tokyo. Oh my goodness. I think there's a lot of people in Tokyo right now. Oh my gosh, my airplane, there were so many people on the airplane, so many tourists coming in. I'm surprised that people weren't flying out the windows or something. It was so packed. Oh my gosh. And everybody on that airplane was talking about a couple of things. One, how much money they're going to have when they get to Japan because the exchange rate here sucks. And another thing, Halloween. Everybody was talking about Halloween, which is like 2.5 weeks away. So I guess everybody's going on the fall holiday extended vacation or something. But good on them. Good on them. And thanks for coming to Japan. You know, it's great. It's a great place to come to. It's a great place to experience great food, great people, great culture, great music, great art, by the way. Hey, 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 the Spilt Ink. Woo, woo, woo. But oh my gosh, Halloween right now is going to be crazy because I think right now, well, in pretty much like every major city in Japan, from Osaka to Tokyo to Niigata to wherever and stuff, every single bar, every single pub, every single club, every single restaurant is doing Halloween. Everything is Halloween here. Halloween is big. If you go to Don Quixote, which is kind of like it's kind of like a superstore, they have a huge section of Halloween like costumes and makeup and fake blood and a whole lot of sexy outfits. I think out of all the costumes, I would say like maybe like 30 to 40% are sexy nurses, sexy police officers, sexy doctors. I mean, think of a profession and they got it and they made it sexy. Sexy accountants. I'm a sexy accountant. I'm going to do your taxes, baby. Wow. Yeah, they got everything over there. It's crazy. It's great. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I think right now Halloween is in full throttle, and probably in the next week we're gonna start having Halloween parties at all the bars and clubs because Halloween in Japan kind of lasts maybe 3 weeks or so, to be honest. But one place where it's probably not going to last 3 weeks is going to be Shibuya. Right now, the city of Shibuya is cracking down on a couple of things. First thing that they're cracking down on is alcohol, booze. From 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., there's no drinking in the streets. If you're drinking, the cops or an undercover cop is going to stop you and say, hey, don't drink. Now, there's no real penalty at the moment for drinking on the street, but you don't want to be harassed by the law, so it's probably best not to do it. However, if you go to Shinjuku or another part of, or if you just go right down the street to Ebisu or Harajuku, drinking on the street is no problem. Now, another thing, they're trying to persuade people to not have Halloween in Shibuya. There's signs up saying Shibuya is not a Hawaii. Did I say Hawaiian? God, I'm so. Shibuya is not Hawaii, all right? But Shibuya is not a Halloween area, not a Halloween city. So they're trying to get people to not go to Shibuya, to the big scramble, the Hachiko intersection, the huge, huge intersection that you see in the movies. They don't want people to be there for Halloween anymore. They've had too many problems. When I say problems, they've had minor problems to major, major problems. Use your imagination. All right. There's been a lot of bad things that have happened in Shibuya. And they want to put an end to it, which is bad, but it's good. Um, I think it's bad because, I mean, it's going to force people to scatter all over and have different pockets of places where people are going to have Halloween events and stuff. And that way, like bad people are going to go to like small pockets and cause trouble where the cops, it's going to be difficult for the cops to get them if they're doing something that's really bad. Use your imagination, right? However, it could be good for other local areas to have Halloween events. And it could be good for nightclubs and bars. So people go to bars and spend more money, and they'll go to clubs and spend more money, maybe even go to restaurants and izakayas and spend more money instead of going to a convenience store and buying booze and drinking it on the street, where those places, well, they're probably still going to get a lot of money, but not as much. I don't know. But the thing is, though, think, now that I think about it, I mean, I think everybody makes money on Halloween. I mean, if you think about it, like all the bars are making money, all the restaurants are making money, all the nightclubs are making money. They're just going to make more money because, you can't drink in the streets in Shibuya. Supposedly, I'm sure people still do. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting situation this year. Last year, I think it was just too crazy. I think basically what happened was a lot of bad things happened and a lot of people were in the scramble and you just could not move. And also, I think it was last year when that terrible incident in Korea happened where like basically it was like a gridlock of people, and then one person fell over and then it was dominoes, and then like 40 people died or something. And I don't think the city is able to handle that kind of carnage or whatever, because there's no way that enough not taxis, ambulances are going to be able to get in to save people when you have like a gridlock like that. Korea, I think that downtown area is big, but it's not as big as like Shibuya. Shibuya is pretty massive. So I think that's the thing thing that they're trying to cut down on and stuff. So I don't know. We'll see what happens in a couple of weeks. I won't be there. Hell no. I'm not going to be in Shibuya because I'm going to be live painting on October 26th at AIR, Club Air in Nihonbashi. If you're in the Tokyo area, get your ass over there because I'm going to be live painting and it's my birthday. I got a Halloween birthday, which is awesome. So, yeah. And I think going to the clubs is kind of cool for like Halloween and stuff. You know, it's kind of cool. It's just better than being on the street. Then again, drinking on the street is cool too. I don't know. I like both, I guess, now that I think about it. I'm just so jet lagged, I can't think straight. I can't think straight. This is anarchy podcasting, anarchy radio. But what would you do if you came to Japan? If you're overseas, if you're like living in any country, in any city, anywhere, and you decided to come to Japan, what would you like to do? Would you like to go to a bar and hang out there? Would you like to go to a nightclub? Would you like to go to a Halloween party somewhere? Or would you like to be on the street with like a billion people? What would you like to do? And the more I say it, the more appealing it is. Isn't that weird? Because I've done both. I've done everything. So, geez. Huh. I guess maybe it's good to drink on the street and then go to a club. But I guess you could do that if you go to Shinjuku. If you want to drink on the street, you can still go to Shinjuku. Shinjuku and Shibuya are very similar at this point. So you could go there and then, but Shinjuku doesn't have as many clubs. That's interesting. So yeah, I don't know. So maybe go to Shinjuku or Harajuku. Go to Harajuku, drink on the street, and go to a club there, or go to Shibuya. I don't know. To each their own. But anyway, this year I'm going to air. So if you're in the area, if you're in Japan, if you're in Asia, come on out, celebrate my birthday. I think it's like 2,000 yen to get in. 2,000 yen at this point to the American dollar is like 50 cents. So it's almost free. It's almost free. Come in, buy me a drink, hang out, check out my art. I'll have a lot of stuff there. I got this. Actually, it's gonna be kind of cool. This place that I'm going to be painting at is called AIR, and it's in Nihonbashi, and it's a 5-level club, right? So they got a basement area for like bands. Then they have a hangout on the first floor. And then on the second floor, it's a DJ area, which I'm going to be covering up with all my blacklight paintings. And I'm going to be making some real live painting while I'm up there. And I got all these new blacklights that I got from Michigan that I'm going to be shooting and stuff. It's going to be super, super awesome. Above that, they got an art gallery with a couple of my friends who's going to be exhibiting their artwork. And then above that, I think there's like a restaurant kind of area. And then above that is the roof. So you can go on the roof and you see a beautiful view of of Tokyo, which is in Japan. So you can definitely see both, right? But yeah, it's going to be an amazing experience, a great time. I can't wait for my birthday. It's great. Halloween birthdays. It's a blessing and it's a curse, by the way. So that's all the current news I have. I'm back in Japan. It's very expensive in the States, very cheap in Japan. And Halloween is coming, and Shibuya, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting what happens. We'll definitely see it on the news, that's for sure, because they're already showing a little bit on the news. Like, what are we going to do? I don't know. We're going to stop alcohol for a minute. All right. Well, speaking of the news, what I want to do is move forward and get into the news of Japan. So let's see here. I've got a couple of articles for you guys. I'm so jet lagged. I'm probably not making any sense. If I'm not making any sense right now and you're driving your car, stop the podcast and put on rock and roll. Put on some techno, put on something. Okay, here we go. The first story we have.
Yo, what's up, Faders? Got Faded Japan has got a new sponsor. Our new sponsor is Gamuso Bar, located in Asagaya, Tokyo. If you're kicking it in Tokyo and you want to get your groove on, get your fade on, you better get your ass down to Gamuso. Gamuso is located in Asagaya. It's about 11 minutes from Shinjuku Station on the Chuo line. Gamuso has weekly bands, weekly performances. And hell, if you got your own event and you want to hold it at Gamuso, we'd love to host you. So contact Gamuso at www.gamuso.com. That's www.gamuso.com. That's right, Gamuso has not only beers in the bottle, but beers on tap. We've got every drink you want, so come on down to Gamuso. Gamuso, and if I'm working, tip me.
Have your attention, please. Attention.
Hey, yo, what's up, Faders? Johnny here. You know I love booze and news, but I also love art. So come on down to thespiltinc.com and check my art out. I've got tons of stuff there for you to check out. I've got paintings, I got prints, I got videos. And I tell you what, if you like a painting, I could probably sell it to you. And I tell you what, if I can't sell you that painting, I will definitely sell you a print. I've got prints of all my work. Prints are about 2,000 N each, about $20, but if you buy two, you get the third one for free. So come on down to thespiltinc.com. Yo, and on top of that, I'm looking for commissioned work. So if there's something that you want me to do, I can make it for you. Just check out my stuff and see if you like my style. And if you like my style, I can definitely paint you anything on canvas, paper, whatever. I've done it all. So come on down to thespiltinc.com. That is THESPILTINK.com. Thespiltink.com. Proper.
Mitsuya Liquors. Yo, what's up, faders? If you're in Asia, if you're in Japan, if you're in Tokyo, if you're in Asagaya, you better get down to Mitsuya Liquors. That's right, for the most affordable prices in Japan, you can get over 300 different kinds of beer. That's right, over 300 different kinds of beer. And of course, they got all the shochu you need, all the sake you need, and of course, they got wine from California to Italy to France to New Zealand. They got it all. When I say they got it all, they really, seriously got it all. There's no joke about that. So get down to Mitsuya Liquors. And if you go in there and you say, got faded Japan, you will be more than welcome to go into their back room and drink those beers that you just purchased. That's right, got faded Japan at Mitsuya Liquors. And 3 times a week, they have a sushi chef there. So get your sushi on, get your drink on, get your fade on, and come on down to Mitsuya Liquors, located comfortably in Asagaya, about 5-minute walk from the station.
In Tokyo and craving soul food? We've got just the place for you. Soul Food House in Azabu-Juban. Check out what we do at soulfoodhouse.com. Come by and taste the love. We look forward to feeding you.
Are you at Harajuku with some out-of-town friends or your family or significant others? Yeah! Do you want to chill and drink beer and eat sandwiches while your friends overpay for glitter unicorn socks? Yeah!
And the flavor's gonna make you complete at Harry's Sandwich Company.
So come on down to Harry's Sandwich Company in the heart of Harajuku, right off Takeshita Street. See you there!
Farmer arrested over theft of 150 kilograms of onions in Kyoto Prefecture. The story takes place in Kyoto. Police in Kyoto have arrested a 35-year-old farmer on suspicion of stealing 150 kilograms of onions from a field owned by a corporation in Yawata, Kyoto Prefecture. Police said the theft occurred somewhere between 3 p.m. on September 19th and 7:30 a.m. the next day. TBS reported the stolen Kyujo green onions were worth about 105,000 yen. Actually, I think that's kind of cheap. These days, onions are really expensive. I mean, gosh, before about a year and a half ago, you could get 3 onions for 100 yen, but now it's 3 onions for like 100 and something. So no. Now it's 3 onions for 300 yen. Oh, I shouldn't be doing this podcast. I can't think straight. The onions have been cut off from the roots just before the harvest. Police say the suspect, Gen Kikuchi. Now that's weird. Gen, G-E-N. Is it Gen or Gen? Gen. I don't know. That's an interesting name. I've never seen that before. Gen Kikuchi, who lives in Fushimi Ward, Kyoto City, and is an onion grower himself, has denied the allegations, saying he has no recollection of the crime. Police said Kikuchi emerged as a suspect after analysis of surveillance camera footage taken near the onion field. There has been a series of thefts of Kyujo green onions this year, mainly in Kumiyama, adjacent to Awata, and last month another suspect in his 20s was arrested. Well, everybody's stealing these onions because they're so expensive. One little onion is worth like 100 yen. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. How many onions did he steal? It was 150 kilograms. 150 kilograms, so let's see, a kilo is 2.2 pounds. So that's like was that? Yeah, it's like 300 pounds of onions. So that's a lot. 300 pounds of onions is like what, like $1 million? Mm, what an odd story. An onion grower stealing onions himself. Oh my gosh. Like the pot calling the kettle black. Moving forward, cross-dressing man arrested for entering woman's changing room at bathhouse. Okay, don't make a joke about this. Don't make a joke about this. Don't want to get canceled again. Don't want to get canceled again. Okay, I'm just going to read this article. I'm just going to read it. Not going to make any jokes. Not going to make any jokes. If Taylor was here, I can make jokes, but I can't make jokes because Taylor's not here. Nagoya. Police in Nagoya have arrested a 22-year-old man who went into the women's changing room at a public bathhouse. According to police, the man who is a vocational school teacher entered the changing room at the bathhouse and Nakagawa Ward for about 30 minutes from around 10 a.m. on Saturday, TBS reported. He was wearing a skirt, a wig, and a face mask. Okay, like a face mask, a white mask. Okay. Let me just make this a little bigger so I can read it a little easier. A woman in the room who thought he was suspicious notified a male staff member at the facility. The man was detained when he came out of the changing room and held until police arrived. Police quoted the man as saying, quote, I didn't go in to see naked women, end quote. Police said they're analyzing his smartphone to see if he filmed anyone at the facility or at other bathhouses. Okay, so this could go one of each way. It could be like this guy is a complete pervert and he's going into the women's bathroom. And yeah, I guess this is a bathroom, changing room. If it's a bathhouse, it's a changing room at a bathhouse. I guess it is a bathroom. So he went into the bathroom to see naked women, or the guy is transgender and he's just maybe changing, I guess. So I don't know. So no jokes. Okay, moving forward. Okay, one more story for you. And how about this one? The story takes place in Osaka. Osaka, aishiteru. Osaka zookeeper caught stealing chimpanzees' food. Oh my God, this guy's either a sicko or he needs money. Or maybe he has a pet chimpanzee at his house and he needed to feed the chimpanzee food at his house. I don't know. Many works of crime fiction have explored criminal psychology over the years, but we still seem no closer to solving the mystery of what drives a man to steal from an ape. Usually it's the other way around. Don't monkeys steal from people in Asia? Like if you go to like India or in Thailand and Taiwan, they got little monkeys and stuff in tourist areas and you can like play with them and feed them, but they'll try to steal your wallet or steal food or something or your sunglasses. I don't know. Other way around this case. And not just any man, but the very man charged with their care. The very man charged wouldn't be the very man in charge of their care. Yeah, these stories are written crazy. I'm jet lagged. I'm tired. I'm out of my mind. And these stories are written all wacky. Okay. These cases are primate on primate crime have baffled philosophers for millennia and once again played out in the Tenjai ward of Osaka City on October 2nd. Osaka police announced the arrest of a 47-year-old zookeeper for stealing fruits and vegetables intended for chimpanzees. For about a month leading up to the arrest, Tennoji Zoo management noticed that the chimp's supply of food had been decreasing at an unusual rate. An in-house investigation traced the disappearance of the suspect, who at the time worked at the Animal Care and Exhibition Department. The suspect is currently in police custody, but spoken for the zoo, but a spokesperson for the zoo said, quote, because the police are still in the investigation stage, we cannot disclose the motivation, end quote. This left readers of the news to assume why he did it and wonder how good chimpanzee food really could be. Wow, that's pretty crazy. In the previous story, there's a guy that's stealing onions. Maybe this guy's stealing fruit, and maybe he's selling the fruit on like the black market. Maybe chimpanzees have amazing like bananas or something. This guy's stealing the bananas, and he's going to like, I don't know, like a supermarket, or maybe he stands in front of the supermarket and he's got like a basket hidden in his like maybe trench coat, and he's like, "Hey, you want to buy a banana?" And somebody's like, "Hey, you're being fresh." He's like, "I ain't being fresh. I actually have bananas, and they are sweet from the zoo." So maybe that's the situation, but yeah, don't steal. I guess that's what we learned here today, faders. We learned a couple of great things in this podcast. We learned A, don't recline in your chair on an airplane. A. B, don't steal. And if you're gonna steal, don't steal fruits and vegetables. Although, I don't know, if you're going to steal something, you might, well, I guess stealing fruits and vegetables is better than stealing money. I don't know. I'm too jet lagged. I can't think straight. I'm going to bed. Faders, I want to thank you all for tuning in to this very special episode of Got Faded Japan. You know what to do. Tell a friend. Go to our social media. We're all over the place. We put stuff up almost every single day on Instagram, Facebook, pretty much maybe 3 times a week or so. But yeah, we're everywhere. I highly recommend that you go to Instagram. We do have a Patreon. If you want to support the show, go there. You can pay for booze. That's going to help me sleep tonight because I know what's going to happen. I'm so jet lagged right now. I'm so delirious. I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to put my head on that pillow and then I'm going to be wide awake. And I'm going to be like, oh my God, I'm wide awake. I can't go to bed. And then I'm going to come out here and I'm going to do some work, maybe some painting or drawing or something, or maybe watch a movie or the news or something. And I'm going to get tired. And then I'm going to go to bed and boom, I'm going to be wide awake. And I'm going to be like, this is an absolute nightmare. Oh my God. Or maybe I could just go to the convenience store and drink some booze. Not there, but here. And definitely not in Shibuya because it's 9 p.m. And at 9 p.m., you can't drink in the street. Oh God, which is a love-hate situation because drinking streeters is the best thing in the world. I guess you could day fade in Shibuya. Okay, I'm too delirious. This show is a train wreck. This show's a mess. I don't apologize because it's free. If you paid for it, well, then I'd be sorry. But since you're not paying for it, you're just enjoying the show. I hope you got a good laugh out of this one. All right, faders, thank you very much, and I will catch you next time. Peace.
My own brother, a goddamn shit-sucking vampire. Oh, you wait till Mom finds out, buddy.
I've got a government job to abuse and a lonely wife to fuck.
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
God, the pressure! I can't take it! I can't take it! I can't stand to it!
You sure excuse me?
We're going freaking! We came, we saw, we kicked his ass!
Your move, creep.
Oh, man. I will never forgive your ass for this shit. This is some fucked up repugnant shit.
Ah, fuck it, dude. Let's go bold.